Well, howdy friends, Brian Flechsig of Mad River Outfitters and the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and welcome back to yet another fly fishing game show. That's right, the powers that be here at Mad River Outfitters think it's a really good idea to come up with these silly little game shows in hopes that y'all might enjoy just a fraction of what we do. Mad River Outfitters, over the past 31 years, Mad River Outfitters has built really one of the largest fly selections, especially online, one of the most complete fly selections you'll see online. And of course, back in the days, in the early 90s, I pretty much ran the fly department. And of course, these days, Mad River Outfitters has grown quite a bit. And I'm not so involved in the fly department anymore, although I do oversee it, but Paul Johnson and his band of merry pranksters kind of runs the show in the fly department. So they thought it would be a neat idea if they could try to stump the supposed fly fishing expert, which they think is me. The truth of it is I'm just dumb enough to appear on this fly fishing channel. So the rules of this game are I have to identify the fly, and it is a fly from Mad River Outfitters and Mad River Outfitters website. The actual pictures that you will see are actually lifted from madriveroutfitters.com. So it's the actual picture from our website. And apparently this is graded from easiest to hardest to identify. So we'll see how I do. And then I'm supposed to talk a little bit about the fly and why you might want to have it in your collection.
Click in.
All right. Oh yeah, you got to click in. Whoa, whoa. Oh, here we go. Fly number one. Okay, well that is clearly an Adams. An Adams, which is a dry fly. And for those of you that have seen the video, we've done it a few times, and we're going to do it again in an upcoming series on entomology and flies. An Adams dry fly was on Lefty Kray's original list of the 5 basic trout flies that you need to catch fish anywhere in the world. I think on my list, which you'll find out, is probably an elk hair caddis as well, but an Adams dry fly, no question, it's one that you absolutely should have in your fly box. And also, it's one of the first dry flies that a lot of people learn how to tie. So there you go, must have Adams dry fly. That's pretty easy. Here we go. Well, that's one of my favorite dry flies. This is our good friend Tony Gallup. No, Kelly Gallup. So that's Gallup's ant acid. I think Kelly has said, and I agree with this, Gallup's ant acid is one of his greatest contributions to dry fly fishing. And a lot of people, obviously Kelly's known for his streamers, his risque names of streamers. He's changed our world, he's changed our industry, he's changed my business. But he has also made some fantastic contributions to dry flies. Another one is the Found Link. Oh my God, that thing is amazing. But Gallup's antacid, one of my favorite dry flies that absolutely should be in your fly box at all times if you're a trout angler. Did you have to do that? This fly right here, this is an awesome nymph. Really a great nymph pattern. I think more should follow suit on this one, but I think this one is, it's called Swinx. Swinx. It's a March Brown nymph. It may have a fancier name. Does it have a fancier name? But I think it's just called Swinx March Brown nymph.
Clinger nymph.
Oh,
Clinger nymph.
It's called the Swinx Clinger nymph, which at least I get a half a point for that because a March Brown is a clinger. and probably the most notorious and famous. Of course, there's March Browns or clingers, like Cahills are clingers. So I got at least a half a point on that one. Okay, next up, we have, well, I thought they were supposed to get harder as I go. This right here, friends, is the #1 selling nymph of all time. Believe it or not, that is correct. There are more Copper Johns have been sold than any other nymph, and that includes hare's ears, that includes pheasant tails. John Barr's Copper John, absolutely world famous. You'll find Copper Johns in every single fly shop that sells trout flies, and a Copper John in a variety of different colors. Of course, the original copper, but then he expanded it out, and there's red, green, black, there's blue, chartreuse. You know, you got to start with the copper, and then in my estimation, you have to have red, you have to have chartreuse, you have to have black. In fact, for the winter stoneflies that we have here in Ohio on the Mad River and Clear Fork, a size 12 or 14 Copper John in black does a great job of imitating those winter stoneflies, or little black stones, as I call them. But in fact, in my fly collection, I have an entire fly box dedicated to Copper Johns. It's that important, and of course, find it at madriveroutfitters.com. Oh, next up, here we go. Well, this is an easy one because occasionally I watch Mad River Outfitters videos, and I saw a guy by the name of Blaine Chocolate. He sat right here. He talked about the origin of Chocolate's gummy minnow. He also talked about, and I shared a story because I remember in the 1990s, I was at the International Fly Tackle Dealer Show, and Umpqua Feather Merchants, which is who Blaine worked for at the time, Umpqua launched these flies, and they were selling them in sardine tins, and it was brilliant, brilliant marketing. The gummy minnow, you know, it's not a game changer. Blaine certainly progressed in his creativity, but it was a really neat story on how Lefty Kreh got his hands on these gummy minnows, and within a few days, Blaine was working for Umpqua Feather Merchants, and the gummy minnow was launched, and that was kind of Blaine's rise to fame. And of course, he continues to skyrocket, and Mad River Outfitters is proud to be partnered with Blaine in the chocolate factory and a dealer for the chocolate factory. And stay tuned, because if you think the gummy minnow was creative, wait till you see what Blaine's got coming at you. Okay, this is yet another friend of mine right here. This is the pole dancer. I think Bishrat is the fella's name. I can't think of his first name. I apologize, man. I'm a big fan of the flies. I've watched some of the footage on how this fly came to be. When I first came across this fly, the first thing that came to my mind was peacock bass in the Amazon. Oh my goodness, those things, this fly drives those fish crazy. And this is a fly that really truly walks the dog. They're available in large sizes. In fact, we've done a video about this. I have one of my original pole dancers that I took to the Amazon in the 2000s. And I think this fly made 4 or 5 trips to the Amazon. He got the crap beat out of him by peacock bass, smashing him. He lost an eye. He can only see in one eye, and I finally had to retire him. And he is just right around the corner from me right here, right now, up on the cork bulletin board in my office. And here comes an example of the modern day pole dancer. These are now distributed by Rainey's Flies, and they come in 4 or 5 different colors and maybe 2 different sizes, and they are fantastic. Largemouth flies, smallmouth flies, amazing saltwater flies, and they've got the rattle in there. I mean, these are fun flies to fish. and certainly a must-have for largemouth, smallmouth, saltwater, and I would not consider going to the Amazon without Bishrat's pole dancer. So there you have it. Great fly. That, okay, I have no idea what this is. This is post Brian era of being in charge of the fly department.
Want a hint?
Yeah, I need to call
it. By a guy named Landon Mayer.
Landon Mayer, who I'm a big fan of. I've read all of Landon's books, as should you. But this is a Paul Johnson era fly right here. This is
the hothead leech.
Hothead leech. Oh, I knew that. Yep, Landon Mayer. Landon has some amazing books. What a wild talent that guy is. Supernatural in his knowledge about trout and his fly designs. He also, I really respect Landon because he's very, very no BS. He like this fly. I mean, that's nothing fancy, but it's gonna catch fish. So that's called the hothead leech. Now that I think of it, this fly, they're selling this fly here at Mad River Outfitters for virtually anything that might eat a leech or a streamer. But I think in particular, it was probably designed as a trout fly. It will work as a smallmouth fly, it will work as a largemouth fly, and I know that we're selling a ton of them here at Mad River Outfitters as a steelhead fly, either stripping or swinging streamers like this, and then having that hot head on there is just enough bling and color to get the steelhead's attention, especially here in the Great Lakes. So I have to admit, I get 0 points on that one. I did get kind of stumped. That name wasn't memorized, but now that I saw it, I remember it. So I'm gonna give myself a half a point, which I'm allowed to do. This is a crappie fly and a bluegill fly. Mm-hmm. And it is called Mr. something. It's not called Mr. something. Okay, 0 points. I give it
Jay's
Little Wiggly.
Close. Jay's Little.
It's Jay's Little.
Jay's Little Devil.
Jay's Little Devil. Oh, that one had left my brain. And I look at this fly almost every day of my life, at least when I'm here at Mad River Outfitters. So this is Jay's Little Devil. I know this fly. I own a lot of flies. If you've seen any of our bluegill videos, I've got this fly, and it's offered in 2 different colors.
Yep.
Yep. See, so I'm gonna give myself a full point on that one. Because I knew it was in the memory bank. I just didn't dig deep enough, and I'm under a lot of pressure here. So Jay's Little Devil, it's a great bluegill fly, great crappie fly. The only thing sometimes I don't like about it is sometimes when you're fishing for smaller bluegill, they don't womp on the whole thing, and they can kind of pick away at that squirmy tail on there. But regardless, it's still a good fly to have. And it's a great subsurface fly for both crappie and for bluegill, and only available in one size, 2 colors. Very simple. I know this one. This in, I believe Joe Brooks originally, but then Lefty Cray, and then of course our recently departed friend Flip Pallet would tell you that the cockroach fly, the cockroach, which is a tarpon fly, you could possibly, if you had to limit yourself to 1 tarpon fly, it would be a cockroach. And I have to say, I agree with that. I've caught quite a number of I've also caught snook on the cockroach. I've caught redfish on the cockroach. I've caught jacks on the cockroach. So this is a must-have in any saltwater angler's box. And although it's an old fly, I could be wrong about the Joe Brooks thing.
No, you're right.
I am right. Did Joe Brooks invent this fly?
I don't know about that. But
okay.
Joe Brooks and Lefty Cray on the website.
Yes. Yeah, so I was right. I think this is in Joe Brooks' original book, which inspired Lefty to write his book, which Lefty's book, Fly Fishing in Saltwater, inspired so many. And if you fish saltwater, you have to read Lefty Kray's Fly Fishing in Saltwater. But if I'm not mistaken, Lefty said you could have one fly fish the rest of your life. You also might want to have a stew-apt tarpon fly. Of course, if you follow along with Andy Mill these days, who just got elected into the International Game Fish Hall of Fame within the past week here in September 2025. Anyhow, but you'd have to have a tarpon toad, which I agree. I fish a lot of tarpon toads, but I never go tarpon fishing without a cockroach, and it's amazing. In fact, I never go saltwater fishing, period. Maybe bone fishing. I'm not going to use a cockroach for tarpon, but or for bonefish, excuse me. But otherwise, you have to have a cockroach, and of course, they're available at madriveroutfitters.com, as are all of these flies. So is that it?
That's it. Do well.
That wasn't even real.
Just,
Jay's Little Devil and Mayer's Hothead Leech. I didn't have them right at the top of my brain. This one, I called it a March Brown. That's how I see it, but it's called a Clinger Nymph, which is the better name because it can be a Let Cahill, it can be a March Brown. Gallup's Antacid, of course, one of my favorite dry flies, and Kelly's favorite dry flies. So good list there, and this kind of mirrors my fly box. If I did more steelhead fishing, I would have those. And you know what? Just in honor of Landon Mayer, and since I got stumped on that one, I'm gonna go buy some of these right now here at Mad River Outfitters, and maybe you might too. So anyhow, friends, that was actually kind of fun. I enjoyed that, and fun to talk about flies. We all love flies. We all know that flies are designed, all of these flies were designed to catch fishermen, but it just so happens some of them, and the powers that be here at Mad River Outfitters that picked those flies did a good job, because they picked flies that I know and that I fish, that I own, and that I know work. Of course, most flies are designed to catch fishermen, but here at Mad River Outfitters, we try to stock and sell flies that are also going to work. So you can go to madriveroutfitters.com, check out our fly department. It is extensive and it's very pretty. It's organized very well by species, even subsurface and surface when it comes to species. We're very, very proud of our fly selection here at Mad River Outfitters. It's the cornerstone of our business, as is education. So as always, we appreciate your support. So hop on over to madriveroutfitters.com and check that out. As always, friends, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That really helps us out. Hit that like button, that just makes us feel good. And hop on over to our website, register for our monthly newsletter so you don't miss anything related to Mad River Outfitters. So thanks as always for being here. We appreciate you, and stay tuned. We've got a ton more fly fishing content coming your way.